put you in a trance. Let's party, boogie in your body. Work that body, work that body. Make sure you don't hurt nobody. I say, hey, 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 feel the fire with a burning desire. Yeah, get up off of that thing. Dance and shake and let's swing. Come on, go, let me rock the world.
Sunday morning I touch the sky, next morning I touch your heart. What's the start? I play my role when I rip the mic apart. Do what I got to do to place a spark. I'ma put it down, seeking no crown anymore. From the moment I saw you, it's all gone. Hard to believe to a pimp like me. Used to have 7 women every day of the week. Big time, I put that behind. Said I'm sorry, I got to go from the side. Lie to the man, I aim high to the place no human has ever even tried. So I got to go, I got to go. All I want is for you to stay. Man out of grave resurrected, now he's connected. No concession, just ain't better by you. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Let it go, follow my lead. No doubt about that. It's a happy day. I gotta tell you one thing. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Till you feel the breath and touch the sky. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Till you feel the breath and touch the sky. I won't deny that I used to play. Young days I've done things that I can't even say. Time to make up my day. God, it's so hard to regulate. It don't matter yesterday. I was the dirt and you're the purifier. I'm the gasoline while you're the fire. Keep it on the DL, no inquire. Which makes me wanna talk like Esquire. I don't want a Porsche, I want an entire. Buy any juice from gold to sapphire. Crack some jokes, sometimes satire. We'll be careful not to get you tin tired. Make it sure that I take you higher. When we have a baby, we'll be in a child. That's what makes me most inspired. Hope same goes with you, baby girl.
I've never felt like some miserable. I've never felt like thinking this will last forever. They're just with me. You gotta tell no, you can all over me. When stars smile and move, what a hollow in your eyes, just dialing your number, fading to place the last two. Rain the how the moon reaches us. If you hold me tight, feeling happy so close, will this last long? I've never felt like some miserable. I've never felt like thinking this will last forever. They're just with me.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Vortex Gallery Online 2023 for the Persona 4 Arena Ultimax 2.5 North America plus JP bracket on PSN. I'm Tabby, and with me tonight is the one and only Lamb. Lamb, how you handling it tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm really excited to see all these different games. We've got a lot of different talent coming out from
Yes.
JP and NA. I'm really excited to see these games.
Like we've been talking about this in like the main Persona Fight Club Discord, as well as like even in other Discords, of just how ludicrously stacked this bracket is. There are round one matches that are potential like top 24 at a major bracket. Like
Yeah.
like it is stacked with killers, just from the North America side of things, but let alone the amount of JP killers that we had all come through today. You have just like a quick list going down the line of some of the more notable ones that are here. Yeah, Megaki entered, Robo Akira, OTDR, Haitoku, Robert Rorio, who I actually haven't seen Robert Rorio play since Vortex Gallery at EVO last year, so it'll be interesting to see them play again. You got Ago and then Nuamon.
Yeah.
And Rennie. How can I forget Rennie?
Mm-hmm. Nuamon,
Uh,
I'm really excited to see because in North America right now there aren't very many Margaret players that
mhm.
are like actively going to tournaments. Like obviously Fortune is a very well-known North American Margaret player, but hasn't been playing that often in tournament recently. And so we don't get to see a lot of Margaret in tournaments offline or online. So it'll be really exciting to see a Margaret player on the screen for once.
Yeah, I was like thinking, is like, well, no, we have a couple of players, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, they're not American. Oh,
Mhm.
that's a European player. Oh, so yeah, it's definitely there's like, it's weird that there's not a lot of Margarets in North America. I definitely think like North American Persona is not as people aren't playing like the like maximum dirty stuff as much, just because we're not competing for $10,000 prize pools. We're
Yeah.
competing for the wonderful match arenas that we have here, exclamation mark match arena. Check that out. um so I definitely like see that, but Japan definitely has a lot of those people who are just like, I'm gonna play the most like whatever I think I could make everyone else not have fun playing the game with kind of mindset. And it's an interesting like dynamic between the two, because then you have on the North America side, people, just like Adarex, for example, who plays Liz, who is, while a like very like good character and solid, is not Yukari, is
Mhm.
not like Shadowmitsu, is not Margaret, not one of those like very very like high tier dominant characters. So but they've perfected that game plan to fight those, so it's an interesting clash between the two of them.
And I think there are a lot of people who maybe felt not burned, but like a little less motivated after some of the changes because from 1.1 to 2.0, you obviously saw like nerfs to Margaret,
Mm.
to Narukami, to Yosuke, and they're like, okay, well maybe you know, some of those people who were playing in that 1.1 version feel a little bit like their character got weaker may not want to bring that over to this version, but the people who did stick with those characters are doing really well, and they're very strong at that character because they had to adapt kind of twice to the character.
Yes. Yeah, your fundamental game plan became a lot stronger on that character because you're not relying on, uh certain tools just being A, even accessible, or B, like good. Especially for a character like Yosuke who got a lot of changes, removal of glide. Like it's a full character functionality change right there, just off that one thing being removed. So it's been interesting to see. And I think the meta's developed in a pretty healthy way, but it does look like we're gonna have ourselves an unhealthy game starting out here with the young Max Sev on deck.
Yeah.
Fighting against Rage Beef. I don't remember who their actual opponent was. That is their tag. Okay, yeah. So it's Maxev versus Rage Beef.
Maxev, I have not gotten to see play on screen in quite a while. I remember
What?
him playing back in 1.1, but I have not seen him.
I swear, like the last time Maxev played was like, I think it was Taku. I think there's maybe
Oh,
like a
wow.
couple, like a random online event here or there, but Maxev they've been really focusing on JoJo's.
Mhm.
So, but
Definitely.
they're coming in hot. Got the Shadow Junpei coming in, and then we got Rise on the other end coming from Rage Beef. So
Rise is such an interesting character because she's like okay, like not great, but some of the stuff that she can do is so dirty feeling.
she has potential to do, like Rise Channel I think has been really trying to like get the character to its fullest potential.
Mhm.
And she has some crazy mix that she can get off of it, but you have to just work so hard to get to that point sometimes. Similar to like a Junpei where you just need to get to the your victory cry stance,
Yeah.
and then you're good to go. You're a real character then. So, and that's what Maxev's trying to do right now. But Rage Beef trying to create the Space Forces of Burst out now, just zoning once again.
Yeah, really unfortunate that the persona got broken when they were trying to go for that rain. They really wanted to start the zoning, but they're not going to be able to now. Already up to 10 runs, so we're in victory cry, and we've got a serious character on the. Oh no, the
Yeah. Oh,
but
DB.
that's so good.
Yeah, going immediately into the Ouroboros right there. Oh, but still finds a hit out of it. Saying, no, thank you, I'm good. And this is a very, very dangerous spot for someone like Rage Beef to be in right now, because you have Maxev, who was able to obtain Victory Cry without having to spend Shadow Frenzy early on. So this is now going to give him a ton of potential to be able to just, like, like kill you, because Rise also being a lower health character can... you sometimes just die very unexpectedly, like that with a fatal or normal counter JB, just getting these early clean hits.
Gotta watch out for the clean hits, the stagger pressure, and yes, this time finally does bait the burst, or the DP rather, correctly. You have to be very careful with that Rise DP because it will still trigger even if you don't hit it, and you saw it right there. He didn't actually hit the DP, but it does trigger, and she can cancel easily into her reset field, so you do have to watch for that. I don't think Maxev cares too much, though.
It's it. This is it. Yep. As long as Maxev doesn't drop this extension right here, it should be able to kill 100 meter on deck. Shadow Frenzy, Victory Cry. Bing. Yep. Quick taking of that round one.
The BM turnaround slide to the other side of the screen. I love that you can do stuff after the round in this game.
I mean that it's the little things to like get into your opponent's head right there. Just hit him with the turnaround immediate slide afterwards. Just run away.
See that a lot with Naoto. Naoto hits you with the IK and then just turn like air turn fangs off the screen.
Yes. All right. Now we're getting into it. Rage Beef, I think, had a really good plan. They just had Maxev just made a lot of really good decisions to break through some of the Rise zoning, and then was able to, like I said, finding that victory very really early on.
If Rise gets started, he does have really annoying blocking pressure that like maybe will be second.
Yeah, it can definitely be pretty annoying, but Maxev is doing a really good job of constantly just finding the opportunities to get in, trying to avoid those notes as much as possible, and gets in right over the note call, so... Oh, good grab? And this is huge. Getting the charm right now going to be pulling a ton of meter away from Maxiv and keeping them in the corner after this as well. So Maxiv now going to have to guess on the mix.
Oh, nice roll.
Yeah, guard cancel, roll out of there. Just spend the meter, say no thank you, I'm good. Or Rage Beef does find him after the quick interaction and gets a nice hit with the Ouroboros as well, but 5A checks out.
Back to the corner. Good tech. Oh, but no, got hit air to air right after. Tried jumping out, didn't want to deal with anything afterwards. Good air to
Good
air.
use. Yeah, good to be shutting down the bases as well. Maxiv sitting at very, very low life, but so is Rage Beef. The parry gets baited finally. AOA coming through. Just trying to get as many runs as possible right here.
Got it. Oh.
Slamming from downtown at the very end. Seeing that Maxo was going to want to be a little more aggressive there, so Rage Beef putting a point on the board, trying to make sure they can stay alive.
I think keeping that momentum is really important because winning that round means that if you die randomly to Shadow Frenzy on this round, you still have some more to play with. So you can afford to save your burst even if you really are afraid of getting something like this.
Yeah. But does able find a jump out of it, and Maxiv ends up bursting them back into the corner, having to spend it early on. But it doesn't really matter as the Shadow Frenzy more used to try to enter Victory Cry for a lot of the Shadow Junpei game plan. So already being at that point, you got to play defensively with those Persona calls and find hits like this.
Gonna be pretty damage? Yeah, not quite a kill. Oh my god, he's got the extension though.
Yep, had the extension, had the meter to burn for the second super as well from that. Like, just built exactly enough for it right at the very end.
I think when Maxev had to burst, I'm pretty sure that sequence before was an attempted burst phase, and then it went all wrong. But it doesn't actually wind up mattering too much. They were able to steer it around. About half on the way back to Shadow Frenzy again, if you want to use that to steer it around. But I don't really see that coming into play.
Yeah. You can see Maxiv right now just finding a great hit off the no-tech combo right there, and finds another counter hit. JB to bait out the burst right as they were going to pop into Awakening post it. So this should kill. Yeah, 100 meter on deck. More than dead.
Completely skipped Awakening, made it impossible for Risei to live that. You really needed to be an Awakening to have any chance of living that. And then with 100 meter, we already have seen that Maxev has the extension available, understands his character, playing this character since 1.1. Obviously, he's gonna know what to do when he's in Shadow Frenzy, or if he gets that extra extension. So there was real worry of him.
Yeah, I do think, you know, like, one thing I really want to call out on how Rage Beef was playing. Rage Beef was, like, I think doing a really good job of actually, like, piloting the game plan alive. There are some people I know that can, especially versus someone like Maxev, can struggle in the Junpei matchup, because honestly, even though we have, like, quite a few Junpeis, especially Shadow Junpeis that you can access and play regularly, it's not a matchup everybody knows, because he's still a relatively, like, less common character. But Rage Beef was doing a really good job of just piloting their game plan and trying to stop them down as much as possible. Maxev just was able to use that long-term legacy knowledge to find those little sequences to just snipe through, get in there, and then it was all she wrote.
I think a byproduct of that less common character thing is the fact that Junpei was such a poor character. This port has not been out for that long relative to the lifespan of this game specifically. So people are still adjusting and learning how to fight these less common characters like Junpei and Shadow Junpei with all the he has, especially with Shadow.
And that's another edge that you see a lot of the JP players had, because they've had access to this version for 7 years. They've been playing it. They have just a more, like, deep fundamental understanding of this because, you know, they've actually been able to play it. They've actually been able to pilot it. You know, we've seen ways of people, like, you know, going over to Japan and trying to figure it out, but you still, you know, even just being over there for a limited amount of time, or, you know, if it was ever brought stateside, I think there was, like, some random events that, like, Nesca caps were brought over and people got a chance to play a little bit of it, but it's definitely, like, not something that is that North America and Europe, or everywhere basically outside of East Asia, has really had access to. So it'll be but we're catching up. I think we're catching up. I think a lot of people have really been putting in the time, putting in the work, and putting in the study to get to the point to move past that, so that we're all on a more even playing field.
For sure. It looks like we have our participants in the room already.
Yep.
We've got Golem and JG Frey.
Yeah. So these are. I swear to God, I see these people play like usually every time that like a weekly net play tournament happens, right? Like through Just Block or something. They at least Free Golem I see quite a lot as being another one of those, like it's another Shadow Junpei we're seeing there. I guess we're getting all that round one, but they have a very, very like strong fundamental game plan on their Shadow Junpei, and definitely have a lot more familiarity on the newer 2.0 stuff. GG Frey, also someone who's been entering a lot of net play tournaments. Someone personally know them locally through they're local. I was literally just talking to them yesterday, and they just picked up the game with the 2.0 release.
Oh, that's really awesome.
So they're newer player. They played plenty of fighting games in the past, but it's definitely like something that they're putting a lot of work in. This is like the only game I ever see them on right now.
I love people coming from 2.0 release support.
Yeah, it's definitely always like it's always interesting to see the people who are coming in from 2.0, because they have almost a different mindset on the game, because they kind of know the jank stuff that they're getting into, especially picking a character like Akihiko and finding a great JC confirm early on.
Yeah, be careful of this JC. That JC is such a good police tool for space, and especially against a character like Junpei, who kind of gets beat up by longer range buttons in the air, because he likes to be in the trying to get those JBs going.
Yeah, and while a lot of the stuff that Akihiko can do to challenge that is a little bit slower, as long as you're ready for those preemptive calls, it can be rough. Decal's coming through and tried to DP out after it, but Free Golem punish the forces the burst.
Free Golem, again, still has his own Shadow Frenzy on deck, but he's not even going to use it. I think he's just going to go into these loops. If he can get the damage across, looks like he should be good for it, and will be, keeping that Shadow Frenzy intact.
And even if it dropped, you were pretty safe to just like safe jump outside of that, or if it like, didn't kill at the very end, with this being Shadow Akihiko, so you don't have to worry about a post-awakening state or anything like that, causing something too crazy. It gets caught with the overhead right here, but does tech out of it.
Went for the Abari Kill Rush. Interesting option. Interesting option for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, the overhead.
Sometimes it can be that theory of if you're going to mash, might as well mash your rest starter. But does find a good... damage. Yeah. Oh, but misses the extension right at the very end to cash out on the tornadoes, so that is going to give Free Golem a chance to pop Shadow Frenzy after hitting with the slide.
I think KG is dead. I don't really see a world in which you live in this.
Oh.
Yeah. He didn't even need meter.
No, just needed the Shadow Frenzy to access the special cancels right there. Don't even need the super cancel. Who needs that?
I really expected like the easy mode route, just go into the super, but no, he didn't want to do that. It's like, I'm gonna not spend anything.
I could see like, there's always the thought process of always try to do the hard thing if you can. So you're always you're always practicing it, you're always trying to do it, so then when you have to do it in the high tense, high pressure situations, it's second nature. You're not having to think about it, right?
Also gotta warm yourself up. I don't know how warm everybody is. Granted, it is, 7 p.m. Pacific time, but I don't know how warm everyone is. I don't know if people have played today, especially the Japanese players. I don't know if they've even played this morning, so...
Yeah, so we'll have to see, potentially some crazy things coming up in that early round one. You're right, I didn't even think of that, so. But here we go, dive kick, finds the stagger afterwards as well, gets some counter hit. Now mix him up with the air dashes, forces burst.
Slowly trying to get in, but JG Frey not find clean spot to contest this giant wall that Free Golem is building with that JB. These buttons, such great effect.
Yeah, getting the whiff JB once again, immediately finding another hit. Rolls out this time, though, so gets to play a little bit of neutral, but JB Comes in hot with Victory Cry and the slide tackle, but drops the extension.
Use that and beat her on the one more. So good roll there from Frey. And I think something, again, to point out is the fact that Free Golem has already entered Victory Cry again, both games, without using his Shadow Frenzy. He's gonna just DP the Barre attempt from JG to secure the round.
Yeah, they've been noticing that JG, when they get put in those corner situations, really goes for some aggressive Abare options. So it's there, and now recognizing that and being able to actually challenge it and punish them accordingly. But JG Frey finding a couple hits here and there, trying to get damage as much as they can. Gets grabbed out of the reset attempt.
Really went for this stuff, went for the fake dash to overhead and didn't quite get it. Match and throw. As a reversal, Free Golem doesn't want to deal with any of that. And has JG in the corner, but the rollout doesn't matter. Back in the corner.
Slide tackle comes out once again into the Shadow Frenzy. Just gonna hit him with spin loops this time. Into the super to guarantee the kill. OMC one more.
I've never seen that before. That was sick. That was
It's
actually
pretty cool.
Really cool
It's really cool.
Like I said, you don't see this character very often, and honestly, I don't see that situation come up very often. Character, so the fact that he got to do that was cool.
Yeah, and that definitely shows, like, you know, someone like Free Golem who's putting the time, putting the work to find those niche confirms, to find those routes. Like, it's a very deep understanding of the character and how they actually want to be piloting it in a given match.
So that will be 2-0 for Free Golem, and he will move on to round 2 bracket.
Both Shadow Junpei's on stream so far, coming in with 2 O's. Yeah, maybe hopefully that's a sign for the rest of them later on. We'll get a Shadow Junpei to win an event of this size. But yeah, good. Definitely a good set of games right there, though. I think towards the end, JG Frey was going for a lot more like aggressive Abare options, and Free Golem had just recognized that situation was happening really early on, and constantly just going for these like safe meaty situations, just wanting to hit them, not allowing them to do anything too crazy. But there was a handful of times it worked, so I do like the game plan. I just think there could have been, take a little slower, play a little bit more defensive, because once Junpei's in Victory Cry, you really have to respect a lot of what they're presenting onto the screen. Oh my goodness. Is that Big Patrick? Is that Big Patrick?
I guess this is what's happening.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, wow.
More Junpei.
Big Pat versus Kaito.
Yep. They're going in. They want to get it. They want to get to the match that's about to happen. So, like you were saying, Haitoku, one of the JP players coming through. But our wonderful stream runner just had to put more Shadow Junpei on stream. You know, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Like you say, it's not a popular character, but we're 3 for 3.
I do actually really want to see how Haitoku plays this, because obviously everybody knows that Kanji is a bit of a struggle bus character, but I think that with characters that are aggressive, like Junpei has to be to get into Victory Cry, you could see some crazy stuff, but already in Victory Cry.
Yeah, and this is where you see like the Big Pat game plan sort of come in, comparative to the other ones we saw, where they were playing a little bit more conservative with their burst and just willing to access Victory Cry normally. Big Pat ready to cash out immediately just to guarantee it, knowing that they now get to function and have, gotten a lot of damage off it, getting some huge success. But the wake up sweep into C grab right there. Haitoku off to a good start.
Setting it up again. It knows the timing so well. Instantly gets another C grab into the next lightning bolt. DP is gonna come.
Oh, nice use of the guard cancel roll right there, but checks him from the sky right as they get the shoulder tackle charge. Big Pat doing a really good job.
Persona broken for Haitoku. He's really gotta be careful. Kanji's not really a character without his persona. He's lightning setups to get in.
Yeah, and trying to jump into the air, wait for opportunities to go. for either like air chair or flying grab. But Big Pat just doing a really good job. As soon as they see them in the air, sort of like if you see Nadachi just jump in the air, immediately try to call them out, immediately try to catch them, and not allow them to do anything crazy. So now gets a good hit with Victory Cry as well, so keeping him in the corner.
Tried to chase the tech, but wasn't quite high enough. Still gets to keep the pressure going though. He's gonna get a combo off of this quite easily.
Yeah, counter hit throw with Victory Cry should cash out for some solid damage, just under 3k, but hits with the slide tackle into the Shadow Frenzy, coming back just in time.
Oh, he doesn't get any more off of that, just the double slide, and now we're gonna go for a slide into one more. Let's see the cash out. Not gonna quite kill, but one.
No.
Six. That's just a guess, I think. I think you just have to hard guess on that.
You can. It's a little reactable. You just have to watch the startup on it, but definitely, you know, like this is long distance connections. This is North America to Japan, so sometimes that rollback will cover up the starting frames and makes the mix a little bit more real.
And also, there's a couple other options he can go for outside of just that slide. He can go for the overhead to low slide, and he can go for the raw, just regular low slide instead of just, you know, going for sweep like that. So you have to be careful with what options in a situation like that when you're on a pixel, because you just want you to get hit by one thing, die.
Yeah, there's so many different things you have to look for. The mental stack can be a little overloaded, but Hitoku just now DPing out of that pressure, not wanting to give Big Pat the same start that we saw the last time, where they just got really early in to that Shadow Frenzy, and now getting to stagger it out. Nice hits, keep him back down to the ground.
Keep him honest. That +0, ±0, completely neutral on blocks, gives Kanji some really interesting mix opportunities, and you got to see that happen right there, where Big Pat just kind of got caught trying to jump out.
Yeah, it got caught with the D grab as well afterwards, but still found their opportunity to get out, and now doing a good job, forces the burst out from Hitoku. Keeping the neutral down, trying to call Persona, trying to catch him, and now... Oh no, DP in the chair!
That was crazy. The amount of, like, hit stop he saw there was insane, and Hitoku gets to completely secure that round up with a super. Again, giving himself a buffer.
Yeah, I think that's big, you know, trying to catching Junpei just like that, forcing them to go into shock state and have to pull more dangerous things like roll is so good for Hitoku right here. Just going for lightning setup after the grab, and now tries to DP out of it, but gets baited and gets bursted.
And I think that feels really bad because he's not even in a situation where he can get victory try yet. He really needs one solid hit to get it, but I think it's just not giving him a situation that he's gonna get that from.
Yeah, you
seal that up.
You don't get those chances when you're in a tick throw setup with SB grab at that low of life. It's just, it can be so hard to deal with sometimes.
Especially in the corner, like, what are you supposed to do? You don't have very many or like methods to get out of a situation like that.
Yeah, there's like, you're having to take a gamble on. Like you're playing the grappler gamble right there. You're gonna jump out, but they're gonna read the jump out and try to anti-air you. Like you have a roll potentially, but you know, if they're going for the grab setup, that's not gonna work. It's definitely, you know, it was just like that previous situation that Big Pat had in the game that he won. Put him into the corner, keep him in there, and now you're having to guess on so many different potential possibilities. That's why we got ourselves a full set, easy pop into the Shadow Frenzy right here. Score as many runs, victory cry. It's Junpei time.
Oh yeah. And that was almost a good jump out, but didn't get any forward movement with it, so it was really hard to test what Big Pat was doing on the way back down. But now we got a side switch.
Yeah, and Hitoku did a really good job of checking the roll right there. And is going to be forcing him, JC, all these C buttons hitting for so much damage. This should kill right here.
You're definitely...
Oh, missed it. So, Big Pat now at a pixel, but can still make crazy things happen, DP. No thanks.
Yep. I don't think he would have lived that even if he hadn't used DP, but using DP, putting himself with that blue life definitely made it easy for Hitoku. Kill that.
Alright. Now finding a good clean hit combo right here off that 5B start. So we just cash out early on. Oh no, pop in the super. Just get the full damage.
Oh, that was tough.
Yep.
Oh,
but
he just ignored it.
He grabbed the Yoki Zebe saying, no thank you, I'm good. Lightning call with the chair super.
That was really cool.
And
Oh! I'm not gonna freak out as much as I did the last time I saw that, but that was such an insane call out.
that's sick. That's so cool.
This is an even bigger call out.
Oh my god!
You dead? Oh my god!
What? Haitogu just having in Reed City right there. Just calling out the pressure, calling out the burst, and calling out the reversal super right there, all with the correct option to beat it. Oh my goodness.
That definitely makes Kanji look like a real character, but the amount of times that Haitoku had to be right there to actually seal that up like that is insane. He had to guess correctly on the burst, one more burst through it, then he got the combo, and I think he dropped the combo. And then he had to be correct on what Pat was trying to do after, and use the invulnerability on super grab to beat it. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of mindset you have to have as a grappler player. Like you have to be able to just like, you have those player reads, know exactly how they want to function and what they want to do, because that's just like, man, just being right 2 times in a row, dropping being right and being correct after the drop is just, oh, that's crazy. That's insane. It's like I've seen, you see stuff like that, almost every tournament, I feel like, but every time it's like, what the heck?
Yeah. Ooh. So it looks Hero is joining the lobby, so unless they have already played, I believe this match should be Hero versus Karma, which is not
really
an uncommon matchup.
Really?
This is like a Just Block classic.
This is not only is it like a Just Block classic. These two are like training partners. Like they're. I think they both have the Rising Star sponsorship, or at least they did at one point. Is it if this is because they do still? Yeah, because there are 2 Karmas technically. I'm assuming this is Karma VR, the Vancouver Shadow. Yeah, yep. So this is a like training partner sparring match. This is a Just Block, losers finals, like winner semis kind of match.
Yep.
And Hero especially has been putting in a ton of work like recently and really grinding their game out. Like they've been, this is the strongest I've seen them been since watching them. That was like a week and a half ago ish. So I'm assuming they've still been putting the work and still putting the grind. Karma begging, saying, "Don't use your main character. Don't give me the Aegis. I don't want to see it." So this is Aegis Shadow Naoto, which is. Are you going?
No way.
Hero, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Don't do that to yourself. That just makes it even.
But yeah, so Aegis Shadow Naoto is a very it's a weird matchup, right? Because like Shadow Naoto normally is wanting to stay in that like 1/3 screen range ish to play the little bit more of a mid range game, but still keeping the aggression down, setting traps up, and playing a little more defensively. But Aegis forces the Shadow Naoto to have to be aggressive, because if you play defensively, she just gets to sit full screen, get you one hit, and then put you into mix-up city. Just like that.
The mix-up city.
Yep. Getting a nice 3k off any 5A starter that you want because of Orgia mode, and gets the mix-up immediately after it as well. But has to end it here, cash out, get the recharge, and parry comes through.
Oh, and now oh, no. Hero's gonna use that burst. Do not allow any momentum, because once you start taking fate like that, you're really not gonna feel happy about it.
Exactly. Good tech out right there to destroy the trap as well. You're going to see a lot from Hero, I think, in this first game, just to get them out of skulls. Because as you can see, they can do pretty solid in the damage compartment to just, with normal combos, not having to burn Shadow Frenzy to go for any IK setups. But you want to get them out of skulls, try to win the round normally through there, so that when they're down at 7, you can do a quick and easy Shadow Frenzy into a kill.
Yeah,
But
that's what
here,
I would say the cheapest thing about Shadow Naruto is the fact that you could just, with 1 meter Shadow Frenzy into an instant kill. That's gotta be tilting. So you'll often see this character play completely around skulls, try to get that to as fast as possible so that they can peel around stuff.
yeah, and that's definitely what Karma likes to do. They like to force those aggressive situations, but instead they're having to burn that burst early on, as Hero would have found a good hit right there, but instead trades once again. DP's out.
Already, Karma trying to get space back, but it's so hard to set traps up when you have to deal with 2P.
Having to deal with 2B, having to deal with all the machine guns from all parts of the screen, being able to cover whatever angle you want to sit on. So now the Persona as well to try to stop any kind of forward momentum. I think it blows up the gunshots as well.
Yeah.
So
it parries Sukuna Hikana, any like 5 attempt setup that Karma tries to go for gets kind of beaten out by Athena just using the shield. Oh, nothing there.
oh.
Okay.
But this is a good start right here. Found a nice confirm off the parry to get rid a lot of the Mudo gauge, but still getting Persona broken by these missiles. But now Hero has no bullets to work with, so Karma gonna get free range to bait that burst with a combo as well. But still misses the reset, so DP's out.
It's really scary. Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
And you take 0, and you're down to 0 fate, which means now Karma just needs 1 hit to win this game, like, cleanly after getting that. If you can get a couple traps set, you know, Hero hits a couple traps, 1 clean hit, grab into Shadow Frenzy, and the game is over.
Yeah, this is definitely a really, really good position for Karma to be in. They just need to really find these opportunities to actually get the Mudo gauge down. And Hero can do a really good job of preventing that, you know, like we were saying, setting out Athena, just zoning him out, forcing Karma to play really defensively. Finds the nice timing on the delay parry and hits him with a curse right there.
Oh, okay, and this is what I mean by, you know, life doesn't matter here. Next hit, oh, we're going for a mix-up. Oh,
Yep, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter, though. Karma still
Yeah.
has Burst.
Yeah, Karma did a really good recognition and not burn Shadow Frenzy there to go for that mix. So you see sometimes people just do out of habit, and immediately just went in for the Hama setup. And Hero's gonna punish him for not being able to find that kill right now, keeping that life lower and lower. Good roll out of the mix.
But life doesn't matter here, really. All that matters is if Karma's dead or not. And if Karma's not dead, that there is a chance that they will steal this round.
They got fatal counter on SD missiles right there for trying to shoot them out of the sky, but they eventually find the hit. Burst does push them out. No Shadow Frenzy available for Karma either, though, after that. And Hero's able to squeeze it out at the very end.
That was so scary. There were so many situations where if Hero does slightly the wrong thing, dies to some Mudo or Hama setup.
Yeah, I mean, there was like 4 or 5 different opportunities right there that if Hero didn't guess correctly, it was over. They just like hit Shadow Frenzy or just even like hit like raw hit into Hama, you're dead. So I think it's definitely like, you know, it shows, you know, Hero, like I said, these two are training partners. They play each other frequently. They know how each other's thinking. They're so some of those setups, some of those mix-up opportunities that are coming aren't necessarily going to like be as effective versus them. And I think it's going to be really on Karma to find those opportunities to open that up. Meanwhile, you know, with Hero and Aegis, like her mix-ups aren't really as reactable, right? So you can kind of just keep doing the same things to really make it work. But found an overhead kick on Karma's end to get the party started.
Get the full but still in the corner, and what a great deep bait.
Yep.
Karma's gonna get a lot of damage here, gonna get some fate down. Oh, we're going for the 6. Nice setup.
Yeah, I like that they just go for the immediate fear setup so that, you know, your next hit basically guarantees either a ton of damage or a guaranteed curse break. So it puts you in a good situation, but Hero was ready to just get out of it. And now puts them in Mix-Up City.
Very unfortunate for Karma. Wasn't able to actually connect that that raid super. The wound up just having to whiff the kick, and that's completely punishable.
You can see right here, this is like back to where we were towards the end of those first games. Hero just trying to zone him out. Only has 10 bullets left, so only one more use of a 2B, but Athena comes through and checks him in the skies. Hero no match point.
I think that Karma is generally okay with that though, like how that round went, because they got the fate counter down to 9, so it's not the worst thing ever. You can still definitely feel around. So
Yeah, especially after a DP like that and the immediate hit, or they're already down to 5 curse gauge. They just have to play very, very carefully. Yeah, gunshots into Athena just get absorbed out.
Alright, this time gets the break. That trap saving Karma from having to deal with further offense kill. Hero completely finds a way to navigate around all the stuff on the screen and threads the needle.
Yeah, they just found a quick air dash like right through all the traps right there. That gave him a chance to get into the Mix-Up City once again. Disjointed Persona Gauge coming through, but Raid Super now coming in hot.
Well, we will. Oh, we're gonna kill. Yeah.
Yeah, no need to worry about instant kills right here when you can just deal enough damage to go through Awakening.
Well done.
Yeah.
And hit 0 on the fate gauge. So we're gonna go back up to 7. But this is a easily manageable position for a Naruto player to lower that gauge.
Now, you are out of Shadow Frenzy, so you do have to be actually building the meter and have to respect your opponent until you can get to those points. Founds the grand gunshots actually catch the backdash attempt right there.
Pretty much anything hitting there. Yep, there it is. Did not see that trap, was not paying attention to where it was on the screen, or just forgot that it was there, and now you have to deal with... Oh, no, yes, you have to post that.
Yeah. Not bursting that automatically just, I mean, it just kills you. You're in the air, they get a counter hit, you're gonna get Hama. Now, Hama Mix once again tries to fuzzy it, but it's not gonna happen. Catches the toes, and Karma ties it up 1-1.
Oh my god, I would be upset if that's how I lost that game.
I mean, that's Shadow Naruto.
Yeah,
you kind of just have to like know that that's what's gonna happen going into it, right?
I think that's one of those situations where you are thinking so much that the simple option kind of doesn't register in your mind. Like, that's probably like layer 2 of the mix-up. Layer 1 is like you do air dash overhead. Layer 2 is you do air dash or jump into nothing. Just go empty low. And you're like thinking, well, what if they do like air turn cross up or something and they just go low? And
Yeah, exactly. It's but I mean, that's that's the downside to having to play someone that you're so familiar with, to know what they want to be going for. That the moment that they decide to pull back layers or like jump ahead a couple, you can get blown up for it. And just like that, try to catch the hero having to having to normally prioritize going up back in those situations. Went for a roll to punish Karma early on.
Again, losing track of those traps, and I can't say that it's like a bad thing or a lack of awareness necessarily, because it is hard to keep those traps on the screen and in your mind when you are playing a character like Aegis especially, who wants to be doing all this stuff on the screen.
Mix-Up's coming through once again and uses it to bait out the DP as well. So Karma not going to get parried, he's going to get blown up for it as well. Hero once again match point.
Rough. You're only going to get like 1 fate back, so you're at 11. Oh, you're at 12.
You're 12. You're at 12.
Pretty much didn't do anything that first round.
Yeah, it's exactly, yes, but it's a very, very rough situation, but found the hit right there, so trying to get some of that gauge down early on. Really has to make it count. Gunshots coming through, zoning him out. Karma staying really defensive, just trying to get him to burn that resource as much as possible. Trap sets now.
So effectively, but finally gets hit by the 214A coming down. 236A rather.
Dina coming out, stopping a lot of the ground movement now. Using the parry right there to get through all the missiles this time. We see him get clipped towards the end a couple times, but has the right timing, finding another hit with the persona right there, and gunshots coming through, lowering this curse gauge down so much. But that health bar also looking very low.
I'm down 9 already. Persona break is huge though. Essentially, a few just precious seconds of uninterrupted pressure that Hero gets to go through for, because there's no DP on the table.
I don't know if that was an input like swapping due to the side swap right there, but Karma just did a wake up SB overhead and got punished for it. But it won't even matter as they find Shotgun Super towards the very end, blowing up all the curse gauge so they can close out this last little pixel just like that. Karma's in a great spot. Burst, 7 Fate on deck, and it's anyone's game.
I think Hero might have forgotten that. Hard. It's that last hit. I think he went to like do an air dash or something forward and got hit by it. Karma is going to defensively burst. He doesn't want they're just gonna go for the raw for attack.
I think I actually understand that line a bit, because you know that you're going to be running down this clock a lot should Hero choose to play defensively. Just going for all these 2Bs, all these Gatling shots right here, it can put you into a situation that you actually get a second burst back late enough, as long as you play it very cautious. And Hero now trying to opt towards that, but does end up breaking Karma's persona, so they gotta wait a long time to come back to do anything crazy.
Very patient movement though from AR. It's gonna be a lot of damage. You might die off the.
Yep. Oh no, one more interaction. They have to hold the mix. But the stagger comes through right at the very end, and that's gonna be Hero taking it 2-1 by the skin of their teeth.
That will be Hero take. What a close set too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
like that was. There was so many situations, so much back and forth. Like you saw a lot of layer movement, a lot of adaptation coming from both those players as well. Like there was never really points where it was stagnant. There were the pseudo checkmate situations, just like full screen, low health, I'm going to throw Gatling, I'm going to throw missiles at you. You have to do a very specific call and response to it. But that ended up allowing Hero to, I think, get a lot more information than you would see versus a lot of other people about how Karma was thinking about the match in, on today, March 4th, kind of thing. And it ended up working out for them and allowed them to move on forward to the winners' quarterfinals of the pools.
This next match is going to be a bit of a doozy. So we got Jordan versus Gyokujin.
Oh my goodness. All right. So before we get into this wonderful, wonderful match, we got to thank our wonderful, wonderful sponsors for this event. So first off, once again, I want to thank everyone who's been out coming through for all these events. We've been doing 4 weeks of this for Vortex Gallery Online. It's over 100 tournaments that happened throughout all of this. So definitely thank everyone for coming through. If there's any that you missed and you want to go check it back out, you can check it out the website, vortexgallery.moe. But please, thank y'all for all the support you've given us. This being one of the last events that I think of the weekend almost. There's only a couple more happening later today and then on Sunday. So we're gonna try to end it with a bang. And you can also follow 956 Productions for everything they do. They do a lot of really cool events, and definitely please give them a follow and check them out.
Then we've got our match arena. Everybody knows about match. If you are here, we would really appreciate it if you took some time to hit ! Match arena. Check out, see if there's any codes left. I would assume there probably are because we just started. So hit up those codes, and if you are feeling so inclined, you could donate to the pot for these players, and that would be absolutely wonderful. Do that. Thank you in advance.
Yep. Also, make sure to check out the Vortex Gallery shop. I was just talking before this. I was like, man, I forgot to wear my Vortex Gallery shirt. I love these shirts. Many of the designs, the art on them, they're fantastic. I push them to people. I got someone who doesn't even play fighting games to buy one of these shirts because of how good they are. Like, straight up, that's what it happened. So please definitely make sure to check them all out. You can go to 956pro.com/shop to see all the different shirts as well. as there's a coupon going on right now. I believe it's 20%. And that's going to be right up on top of the website. So make sure to check that out. You even score yourself a little bit of a discount on some sweet merch. I better see y'all at every major wearing this. Yeah, definitely. Please make sure to come through.
And we've got 86 up here as well. They just restocked their Persona merch. I just heard about that earlier. I went and bought a shirt before this started. So if you want to get some Persona 4 or 5 merch from 86, you can go over to their site, 86.com, and use the code VG423 for 15% off your order when you check.
And you know we got to talk about it. You know we got to talk about the return of West Coast Majors / It's happening in 2 weeks, right? Like 2 weeks? Oh my goodness, it feels so close. It's an anime-focused event over the course of 2 days in Northern California in wonderful San Jose at the Guild House. It's going to be happening on March 18th and 19th. Registration is almost closed. I think you have until the 5th. And then it's done. No spectators, no more reg. If I see someone show up and try to reg at the door, I'm gonna be very mad at you because we've been saying you gotta register for this as soon as possible. There's every kind of anime game you can want. All the gears, all 3 gears are here. We're only missing Isuka. You got Grand Blue Fantasy Versus in preparation for the new Rising version coming out. You got DNF Duel. We've got Undernight. We've got Blaze Blue. We've got Melty Blood type Lumina, and of course it's NorCal. You can't have NorCal without Gundam Mbon. As well as there's going to be side events for it. Os, our wonderful person running the stream today, and I are actually going to be helping run them. And on there is everyone's favorite Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. So definitely, if you're coming through, please sign up for that. Koihime is also a side event. It's NorCal. Of course, it's going to be there. So if you're in the area and you want to make sure to come through, please check all that out. As well as we're going to check our game that's coming in through. We got a Jordan, got Kyokujin, getting ready to get into it. And we're in the scary part of the bracket now. This is the terrifying part of the bracket.
Yes, we're deep in.
But this isn't even top 8 qualifiers.
Not even. We're in quarters right now.
You have to win one more game after this. That's your qualifier match. So these people are fighting for the chance to fight either Magaki or Akira.
Yeah, this is scary.
Like, anything can happen here, especially with 2 seasoned vets of Myrtle is Jordan, the young Jordan on the left, Kyokujin on the Labras on the right. Let's see what happens as we get into it early. Just backdash away from each other. Say, no thank you, I'm good. Gotta try to create my own spacing. Ball comes through, though, and sets up a great confirm for Kyokujin.
I was actually just rewatching the clip the other night of when Kyokujin got a nasty air throw into the ball, and that gave me shades of that. He went for the nasty mix, got the overhead into the ball setup, and he's already looking at a perfect.
Yep.
Round 1.
Not even a Persona perfect, a real perfect right there in the first round. Kyokujin is one of the most dominant players in North America right now, as well as Jordan is. So like this is a clash of titans, and you can see Jordan really trying to pressure with Adachi, but Kyokujin is doing a good job of always closing the gap, always trying to be the one to start pressure and not let them get anything too crazy. Jordan DPs though, and Kyokujin just DPs right back.
Sure does. Oh, the G is barely not spaced correctly, and now you gotta deal with all this. Oh no, you don't. I'm just gonna eat Riser. Why not?
Into Mandala as well, so you got all the buffs on deck. You have to deal with the Adachi pressure coming through. JC checking them, but a good jump out right there, finding a great confirm.
And that was pretty crucial because I don't know if you saw it, but there was a lot of blue health on deck there, and if Jordan kept just keeping pressure on and evading Kyokujin, he was gonna gain so much health back and be all in Awakening. He'd be like half HP Awakening.
Yes, yeah, it was gonna be like. It was a very bad situation as a whole if you let them live, but Kyokujin did not allow it. Found these constant... Like, they're always finding confirms that are just, like, dealing as much damage as possible. And you see Kyokujin also very good about always trying to force early situations so that they can stay in Red Axe for as long as possible. So I think you're going to be up to... It's up to Jordan. to really find ways to shut down a lot of what Kyokujin wants to do.
Kyokujin really has that benefit of playing since 1.1 and playing a character that did not have that much change, especially in the negative direction.
Mhm.
So he's got to be feeling so comfortable in this version, especially when the power level seems a little bit more like cohesive. Everyone's around has been sort of pushed towards the middle a little bit more, and you've got just so much stuff that he can do with this character. You already are seeing it right now. What a combo he's got going on here, already in red, and he's gonna spend it all. Oh, he's actually not gonna spend it.
Yeah, just the casual red axe into 5A into 5.5k into win the game mix. Like that's what Kyokujin's trying to bring to the table. You see Jordan now playing a lot more cautious, trying to just check with JCs and 5Cs, not wanting to do anything too crazy because they know they need a big opportunity to make this kind of comeback with Kyokujin sitting at match point. Good throw tech out.
Problem though, when you play this passive against Kyokujin, is he's fine with just playing safe too. He doesn't need you to make a bajillion mistakes. He just needs you to make one like this. That was just a small, tiny mistake where Jordan pressed at a time where he couldn't see the ball and the ball hit him, and already has to burn his burst below half HP. Like Kyokujin has everything going for him right now.
That hit? That was a weird hitbox herbox interaction right there. Gets the OMV as well, but not able to kill off of it. And this is a big chance for Jordan to take it back. Mandala coming through. Just basic 2.7k and baits out the DP, but Bull comes through. Did you bait? Oh, but missed the 2B.
How tragic. Oh, tries to go for the air throw, but can't quite get it. Oh my gosh. Kyokujin looking so clean though in these rounds. I love that we got to see the air guillotine thing on regular Labrys, because that's like a only Shadow Labrys tech that I've seen before. Like, I know that you do it on Shadow Labrys on purpose to get a better O, but the fact that you see it on regular Labrys too is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it and like I said, it ended up working out for them. Kyokujin, like, I mean, there was not a moment of that game that Kyokujin was not in the driver's seat of just the entire flow of the match, from round start to just general neutral to even when they were having to hold Okizeme, they were always like in control. And there was, that very unfortunate drop from Jordan on the DP into Bull Super Punish, where the 2B was just slightly too far away to actually hit. Jordan was definitely trying to put up a fight, but it's just a couple little mistakes here and there, and Kyokujin doing a very good job capitalizing them to the nth degree.
Okay. Speaking of Shadow Labrys, here comes
Yes.
Milpy on the Shab. I know that he's been streaming a lot this weekend, or this week actually, just re-rusting, because they hadn't played for about a week, wanted to get back into the groove of it because they knew they were playing versus Rennie, the Shadowken player.
Yeah, and like someone like Milpy has been around forever, like actively playing the game since vanilla. Being like one of the, I'll be real, there's not a lot of people left who've been around as long as Milpy and still actively grinding the game to the same level. So Milpy is definitely very aware of what every character can do and how they want to pilot. And definitely a lot of the North American players, especially even the newer ones with how much they've been playing since the 2.0 release. But this is Japan. This is Rennie on deck, who is a very, very scary Shadowken player. And this...
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, this being Shadowken versus Shadow Labrys, like, Shadowken just has to sneeze on you and Shadow Labrys is dead.
And I was going to say that, just the fact that we're seeing, Ken is just such a strong character, such a oppressive feeling character when you have to block that stuff. You're already playing a low HP character, like you said, so the amount of stuff that you have to deal with as Shab, and then if you get touched, pretty much explode. This is a little rough. But
yeah,
on the flip side, Shab has a lot of messed up stuff. So it's going to be a pretty momentum-based game.
Yeah, it's going to really come down to how much Milpy is able to handle the aggression. or like their aggression towards Shadowken. Because Rennie's gonna want to stay a little bit more defensive, just poke out with tools like 236A, 236B, like 5B, and if Milby's able to find an opportunity to like snag a 2C and like a far range 2C, find some disjoint coming through like towards the very end, that can give them huge advantages. And right now you see it, just playing patient, forcing Rennie to put themselves into a bad situation, but Rennie going to keep it very safe with his 5A confirm early on, popping a heal as well, saying I don't want to go any lower.
That was wild. He wants his dog all healthy. This is...
Yeah.
I've never seen any other Shadowken player do that stuff. I just want to point that out real quick. That was not something I see very often, and right into the confirm. So confident, so clean with these confirms that he's got going on already, and that's going to be round one really mopped up.
Yeah,
for Rennie.
I do like the decision to like prioritize those heals with just how much access that Shab has to large single hit buttons to chunk the dog health down. It can be, you know, like you can lose Koromaru like pretty easily. Like you already see right there, that's one stray hit and then a DP, and Koromaru's like basically already gone. So Rennie really wants to capitalize on keeping Koromaru alive wherever they can, but they also need to be dealing a lot of damage DP out and getting the extra hit onto the dog as well, trying to shut him down, and dog's down.
And
so this is Milpy's chance.
Yeah, I thought Milpy was trying to get into Awakening. They finally did it after 4 DP, killing the dog. Finally gets into Awakening. He's gonna get this Titano set. Actually not gonna get the Titano set. Too close. A guard cancel. Not only gonna cancel it, but going to break Milpy's persona, and you are in such a poor spot now.
And this also gets the dog back as well. Up dog coming through and able to find a great confirm off of it as well. Forces a burst from Milpy. Titanomakia 2. Oh! Oh, but wasn't able to get the pickup on it.
Oh no, and the DP's gonna connect. The dog call.
Yeah. Just the ambiguous dog call during that pressure as well. You know, it's really easy to lose track of the dog right there when the Ken's like just constantly checking you after a little bit of a weird scramble situation. So
that was
it's always rough. I didn't even see that dog. I saw the dog come at the last second. I was like, oh no. If I didn't see it, Milby didn't see it right there.
That was straight up like a Sam Show Galford moment, where Pop just comes out from the top of the screen and you're not expecting to get hit with that. Like straight up. I saw it at like the last second. I saw him hit the 5A. I was like, oh, pixel. And then I see the dog come in. I'm like, oh no way that anyone's gonna see this. That dog's coming out of nowhere.
I need someone to just it's the meme of like the Rock flying down, but it's just dog coming through. Oh my goodness. Rennie off to a really, really good start, showing a lot of like really good like fundamental like this is the 7 years of Persona 2.0 coming into experience right now.
There were some good things though from Milpy. We saw that Titano confirm, almost killed Rennie, but just couldn't quite get it to fully connect. And again, we're seeing some great stuff right now. Insane corner breaks coming up.
Just constant resets, and also like at every single opportunity that Milby can, they're pressing to hit that dog. They're not allowing Rennie to get the situations where they can heal him and gets a great punish off this as well.
You actually might die. Oh, not quite. Oh, the bite setup!
Yeah. You know, that's like Milpy loves going for those bite setups. That's something that like I see on them more than a lot of other Shabs, is constantly going for bite setups, constantly trying to force you to jump out so you get more damage off of these big hits, and the no tech on there giving Milpy some extra damage.
I think they were maybe expecting a bite setup again, but this time Milpy just didn't do it.
Oh, and there's the 5C off of it, and the flame pickup as well. This is huge damage coming through. Rennie has to be very careful. DP blocked though. But no punish.
Covered it with the Asterius normal for the 5C, so it was a little scary to try and.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't quite matter though. Rennie is gonna take Milpy all the way back to the corner.
Yep.
And Koro's really low.
Yeah, Koro's low, but so is Rennie right there,
no.
just immediately into the Titanomachia. Punches the dog, now forcing a lot of guessing situations from Rennie. Cover the screen and you get caught by it with the crossover.
That was rude.
Hey, that's what you got to do in a bracket as stacked as this. Milpy, definitely got a read on Rennie right there. Was looking really, really dominant for both those games and was able to tie it up.
I think that really shows Milpy's like understanding of this specific character of Shadow Labrys. Timed out that Titano almost perfectly. Like goes for the jump as the Titano procs and then air dashes while the screen is obscured to make it so hard to even try to react to something.
Yes, yeah, like it's this also being like this is Shadowken. I would say out of all of the top tiers in North America, this is the easiest one to get experience against.
Yes,
Shadowken has the most players, definitely the most active grinders as well. So there's like Shadowkens of all different skill levels that you can be playing against and getting matchup experience, which I think gives Milpy an edge because as far as I'm aware, Shadow Labrys isn't that popular in Japan.
I actually don't know much about like the Japanese meta. I know that they think that this character is not bad, but I don't see very many people play this character.
Yeah, and it's sort of like I was touching on earlier in the stream. I think a lot of the Japanese players are wanting to play, outside of the few that are like very dedicated to their character, they want to play the stuff that is the best because that's the thing that can give them the best chance of winning. And if they don't think that Shadow Labrys can do that, they're going to be playing characters like Shadowken. But Milpy trying to show the strength of the North Americans coming through here. Titanomakia finally coming out.
Ooh, the chain knuckle to stop the dash up. That's really important. Now Rennie is really trying his hardest to get away from this setup. Oh my god, the roll through.
Yep. Oh, it caught with the 5C right there at the very end. Oh my goodness, Milpy just having full control of the screen right now. Asterius doing a great job enforcing a burst out from Shadowken. This is huge.
Oh my... The patience from Rennie just does nothing. Lets the dog do all the work.
Oh, but finally goes low this time. Trying to use the fake dog pressure right there. And now Milpy has to hold the corner pressure coming from Shadowken. DP out into Titanomakia.
This is the Milpy Classic. This is like as Yukari is to Margarula Burst. that's Milpy with DP.
So true. That's actually like 100% true. Now, Milpy didn't get anything big off that Titanomakia this time. Rennie was ready for it, but instead the overhead will come through. Axe Super as well, putting Rennie almost in a one-touch situation, but they found the out and the confirm. This should kill.
Yes, that's will. Sure. This does a lot more damage than I ever expected it to. Even in Awakening, that stuff does so much. Now, we are on match point for both players.
Yeah, Burst is available for Milpy though, so they can potentially come back from a dangerous situation as Rennie doesn't have Burst just yet to get any crazy shadow confirms.
But he's about to have it, probably after the next hit. I was gonna say after that combo, but he unfortunately dropped, and now he's got it. Yep.
Changray coming through, Dog comes through to check the roll-in as well, and that gives Rennie a solid confirm, so they should be able to set it up pretty safe. Out of Awakening as well, you're dead.
Barring any random combo drops, I don't even think do anything crazy. This is gonna do so much damage. That's gonna be it.
There's
take it.
You don't even have to worry about any combo drops right there, just because you got a counter hit off that starter with Shab health. It's very easy to just do like your B&B into B&B into like super DP super.
Yeah, exactly.
That it's just super hard to find an opportunity to drop right there, unless you try to go for something crazy for style points. But Rennie not doing that, keeping it basic, and taking that one 2-1 in a really, really close match.
Yeah, that was
really
very
close.
So that means that we have our winners semifinals to get out of the pool, set up as Mighty Joey versus Hero and Rennie versus Lock on this bracket.
All right, and then over on our other pool, we've got Megaki versus Kyokujin, and then we got Max Sev versus Gold. So there is potential. There's still potential to not have a single Japanese player in winner side top 8. I think the ones that are around there, like Megaki, is definitely, depending on who you ask, one of the favorites to win the whole event. Definitely, like in my opinion, I think they are the strongest Persona player in the world right now, especially with their character choice. And then we just saw Rennie. Rennie put on a fantastic show, but Rennie also has to get through T-Lock. And Shadow Mitsu can handle a lot of what Ken wants to do pretty well while having the defensive tools to boot. But it's definitely going to come down to who is able to really capitalize on it and who's able to push through. But it looks like our first game that we're going to have of our winners semis qualifiers is going to be Max Sev versus Gold.
As soon as Max Sev gets back from using the restroom.
Yep. You always got to take a break sometimes. You got to stretch. And for those of you who are chatting at home, if you want to take a break, you can head on over to the Match Arena by using !Match Arena. Claim those codes. If we have any codes left by Grand Finals, I'm going to be very upset. I'm going to tell your mom. I'm going to tell your dad. I'm going to tell your principal.
I was just going to say that. I was actually about to say I'm going to call your school. You stole my thunder. Let's see. How many codes are left right now? My question. We've got 46 codes left. I need y'all to go use those right now. Pretty please.
And how many people are in chat right now? How many people are in chat right now?
We got 110 homies in chat.
I think half of you can go over to that Match Arena and claim those codes. It's 2 clicks. Sign in with your Twitter. I know y'all got Twitters. I see you tweeting.
I'll even do it right
now.
We'll bring it down a little bit.
All right, there we go. We got 40. We got 45. I'll admit I haven't done it yet, but don't worry about it. You're the one supposed to do it, not me. I'm over here. We're talking about this excellent game of Max Sev versus Gold. Y'all should be claiming those codes. But let's get into it.
Okay. I like how we've got our homies matching.
Yep. Gotta have the same color. Gotta keep the uniforms as stylish as possible. And Gold already finding a really, really early hit. Now, one thing comparative you're going to see, just like we were talking about with Rennie. Rennie is one to very prioritize Koromaru to really push their game plan to the full extent. Gold, on the other hand, I think is a very they're a lot more defensive. They're willing to allow Koromaru to die if they're able to get situations like that where they're just able to find pretty basic confirms into solid damage.
I think you can see the difference in their playstyles as Rennie is very Koromaru focused, and I think that Gold is definitely more of a Ken focused person.
Yes.
Plays a lot more with just Ken, even though he uses obviously Koromaru for setups and for his own combos. But you'll see him focus a lot on Ken, and I think that's a big difference between players.
Yeah, you're in situations just like this where Gold is basically just using Koromaru spin as looping for for setup potential. Quick Shadow Frenzy confirm right here. And you're going to see no crazy Shadow Frenzy confirms coming from Gold as well. They like to keep it really simple, but it's really, really effective for their playstyle.
That was
2 games. I didn't. Christmas.
Very quick.
That was very, very quick. I swear that was game 1. And when I was watching, I was like, yeah, that's just 1 game. But no, that was 2. That was quick. Gold wanting to press on through to this top 8. But like we saw earlier with Max Sev, anything's possible. Max Sev is a very, very strong player. They can get through a lot of potentially scary things if you're not prepared to deal with just the constant aggression that Max Sev can bring, or constant stubbornness almost to deal through stuff.
Oh, the stagger pressure. Gold was not biting at all, and finally gets thrown for his troubles. But he's like, you know what? 900 damage is not bad. This might be a little bit more, but it's still not awful. You're still in definitely a good position, as you can see right there. The Koromaru 2C doing work, gets a side switch.
And gonna get a great set of damage off this as well, just with access to Koromaru, and finds another really good counter hit right there. Just going to consistently lead these situations. Goes for the mix. Keeps getting Max Sev's toes with these lows. And pop into the Shadow Frenzy as well. Just going to guarantee a round kill right here.
P, super, and one more. Here we go.
Yep.
That should be plenty of damage. That's not even particularly close to not killing.
Yeah.
That was quite a bit.
Good old 5,300. just right in your back pocket whenever you need it. But here we go. Yeah, once again, using Koromaru to check.
That sucks. That sucks a lot. Trying to move around the air and gets just smacked by JB. And yeah, Maxev really is okay with this because now he's in Victory Cry. Finally getting a time to shine with his character. Holy, the DP pushing him back to mid screen, and now we're gonna go to the other corner. Maxev really struggling over here to get this momentum going.
Yeah. We're doing a really good job. Oh, finds low. Yeah, just quick Shadow Frenzy confirm right there.
You're just
this
dead.
should, yeah. As we saw previously, what had happened, just the quick super into super right there.
Gold playing so well in these matches, not allowing Maxev to get any footing, to get Victory Cry and then keep Victory Cry like going essentially. And by that I mean allowing Maxev to press his advantage into situations where you are so afraid of getting hit by Junpei because he has Victory Cry up that you maybe make a mistake. In every single situation that you possibly could see, Gold was just stoic in his and was so confident in his ability to get out of whatever was going on that he didn't really care that Maxev finally got Victory Cry that once.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing with like Gold's mindset towards the game. They're very willing to just play, I'd say very clinical. They're wanting to keep a very they're wanting to show like, hey, I'm gonna just use my tools as a player on a set of characters that are effective to really, really capitalize this game and push it to the fullest extent. So I think they did a really good job there, showing that through taking out a player as as prominent and as strong as Maxev. So excellent from Gold. We'll see them in the top 8.
Yeah, I want to point at this match really quick because this is the match that when I looked through the pools, I circled. Because I figured this is where we would wind up, at least at some point, and I figured it would be here. Kyokujin versus Migaki. I think that this might be one of the best Persona matches you can find possibly.
Yeah.
On this game.
Like Kyokujin is, definitely, like we were saying earlier, Migaki is one of the best Persona players in the world. In this commentator's opinion, I think they are the strongest. But Kyokujin is one of those players that gets put into that conversation. They have, every time they enter something, they are dominant.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they have a very fundamental understanding of the game to a very high level. But it's going to be interesting to see how if they can handle Migaki, if they can handle the demon of Yukari on someone who can play this well. And it'll be interesting to see as we get into it. Opting for normal Yukari this time, and now we see Kyokujin just playing very defensive, just trying to dash block their way in.
The 8 PM on Migaki, doing so much, but not making mistakes while doing so much. Oftentimes you'll see people do a lot on the screen with characters like this and make a mistake because they just keep doing the same pattern or same patterns, get into a rhythm that's really easy to see. But with Migaki, you don't really have that kind of opportunity. What a confirm too. Ready for that to air hit.
And just going quickly into the mute, not wanting to give Kyokujin any access to stuff like this. Tried to, hit get the gear follow-up after the DP, but was not able to. And now Migaki back to zoning him out, setting up those Garu orbs, and not letting Kyokujin in.
This is rough. This has to be rough for this character. We're still in green axe, but finally getting a hit. Oh, baits the DP absolutely perfectly, and we're going to get at least something started here. Oh, but not this time. The clash into invuln frames on the DP. Migaki is going to take that round.
Yeah, what a good recognition from Migaki right there to just, see the clash happening and immediately be able to respond with the DP, having seen that situation before. Nice check with the 2A. And now forcing Kyokujin back into the corner, back with the zoning once again, and finds another great hit.
It sucks because I really liked what Kyokujin was doing there, getting in. He was going in front of the Garu so that all he had to do was block the arrows as they were coming at him, and he was getting a lot of space. But finally, Migaki gets to a point where he can zone and start taking complete control of the match.
But you can see Kyokujin trying to make something happen, trying to find these swings with like 2B, check with like JA, JB, to just create some kind of opening when Migaki gets close. But Migaki always running away, always creating the perfect space and finding the perfect confirms, taking game number 1.
That was rough. I don't think I saw Kyokujin go above like yellow axe. I didn't even see him go above green axe, but I assume he had to have at one point. I just saw green most of that match. That was
no, I think they were at green at the highest for that entire game.
That is rough because
Yeah.
you do not want to be at all. Obviously, you don't even want to be at yellow. But the fact that he couldn't go above green, that was absolutely out of his hands. Essentially, after I would say the first 20 seconds, need that momentum.
Yeah, it's like this matchup's already kind of rough on paper, right? Because you're, it's rushdown versus zoner, but you saw all these opportunities as soon as Migaki was able to just like once they decided like I want to be aggression, they can turn that on and they can stop a lot of what Kyokujin wants to do. Now Kyokujin found an early hit, but it's not gonna matter when as soon as you try to keep it up, you're getting DP'd out.
Ooh.
But a nice chain grab.
Chain knuckle was great there, and we still. Oh, I was gonna say we still have the ball, but Ariadne is gonna go away as Kyokujin gets hit. But trying so hard.
Man, getting checked by all the arrows coming through, and Migaki just doing a really solid conversion rate. They're always doing the putting Kyokujin in mute, not wanting to give them any kind of access to escape tools, and should kill off this combo right here.
That was messed up. That was messed up.
Yeah.
That was. I don't know what you're supposed to do in this matchup. We see Kyokujin often be so dominant, but then playing versus a character like Hikari, this has to feel so deflating. Unless you're just used to playing Persona and understanding that sometimes you're just going to have matches like this that are deflating. And that's probably something that he's very familiar with. But I still think that sometimes you just are like, man, I can't do anything in this matchup.
Well, these are the kind of situations that you're looking for. Getting the yellow hit combo to just guarantee any kind of damage you can. Try to keep it in the corner, but Migaki found the exact opportunity to jump out and took it to move on forward.
Ooh, setting up the thread, and time Migaki is going to overextend a little bit. Finally, we see the yellow axe. And the block on the DP is so good. Up to red.
Yep, this is where you want to be, trying to mix them up, but Migaki found another way to get out. Now Kyokujin has to play carefully once again.
Oh, the Magarula. This is air unblockable. No! Okay, burst is going to be used. We're going to set up an Ariadne ball. Nice air to air, and the patience to wait until it came back down. Tried for the mix-up with that throw.
First comes up with Migaki. Having to hold the mix, just DP out of it.
Guard cancel attack was so good, and that was so beautiful from Kyokujin. Went for the one hit on the guillotine, one more cancel, was ready for Migaki to try and get out of that, and blocks the DP to take a round.
Yeah, this is exactly what Kyokujin's looking for. They just need to be able to constantly be snowballing their pressure. And you saw them going for a little bit more like single target cover options that are maybe a little more effective, but Migaki was always getting the right call and response to them. Now, Kyokujin is just going for these safer, try to cover as much space as possible, force Migaki to stay into a close range. And that's really what's been effective for them. Now, you get into a round start situation, you have to get back to that point, and Migaki is not wanting to allow that to happen. Just casual 4K right here. Tried to DP out.
Oh no, this actually is going to do so much damage. Let's see. Okay, we're going to burst. I like that option. Burst as the mute arrow is going to come out so that the mute doesn't connect, but it's not going to matter. Got the arrows into super arrow, and Migaki will seal that one up 2-0.
And it was so hard right there as well. Like you saw, even out of that burst, Kyokujin was in gray axe, all the way down at the bottom. They were able to quickly get back into blue axe, as it's pretty easy to come back. But um, definitely was not like it was. You know, it was an uphill battle. It was not the easiest thing in the world to come through for that, especially versus a character like Yukari. But still, excellent showing. Kyokujin playing their heart out to try to make that winner side top 8 qualifiers. But Megaki will bring at least one Japanese rep onto the winner side.
Great game there. Now we will have our next qualifying. Joey versus...
So this is actually in the last Just Block that was ran. This was the grand finals.
Yeah, it was.
It was Mighty Joey versus Hero. Hero originally in the winners finals of that beat Mighty Joey. It like very cleanly. So, but you know, Joey still was able to take it back in a reset situation. But that shows like Hero is one of the people that I think has a very good understanding of the Teddy matchup, especially with being a character like Aegis, who you kind of get one hit, you can lead into a mix-ups, and that will help you a lot. As well as her tools being able to cover a lot of the Teddy neutral that can sometimes be a little a little shenanigans, a little hard to deal with.
We will see how ready Joey is. Like we said, the last Just Block, Hero did win the first set they played to send Joey to losers, and then Joey came back in grands and won 2 sets. Will Joey be ready to play against Aegis early this time, or will he need some warming?
We'll have to see. Joey did just beat OTDR on this, so they're definitely having to feel warm to get through a player like that. And now tries to DP, but you're going to get counter hit 5B all the way to the corner.
That was so much distance. Now you gotta hold all this. This is decent damage too. I think Teddy gets some crazy damage off of throw. And a good setup, but DP is gonna come out with Hero. Hero doesn't want to deal with any of that. And it's gonna get a mix off that.
Yep, so they're definitely gonna be trying to force the opportunities. Good DP from Joey right there. And yeah, just immediately 2Bs on the JA attempt right there.
Oh, the Teddy TP! Ooh, guard cancel's not gonna connect. If you've watched Joey play before, you know that he is really privy to that option specifically. Guard cancel being one of his more leaned on defensive options. That's a bad thing, but can sometimes whiff in situations like that. To unfortunate situations like this, where Hero is now up around.
You know, one thing that I like about Joey's decision making on a lot of these Aegis mixes is you see that they're willing to just like check with a 5A during it and just take the trade to reset back to neutral. Not, you know, because a lot of the times the mix can be a little scary, but there are these slight gaps. As long as you have a fast enough button, you can get some advantage out of it.
Alright, here it comes. Oh, I love this item for Teddy. The smoke bomb makes it so hard to 5B, but he doesn't. That unfortunate.
Yeah, and actually Hero was able to use the smoke bomb a little bit into their favor to create an even more ambiguous mix-up.
No. The cross through.
Getting a yellow beat with this as well. So mix-up once again. Joey guard canceling out.
What a great...
Nice check.
Yeah, I was so patient, Joey. Ready for a weird attempt at something like that. And again, being ready. Great duck as well. Not even going to let that have a chance of connecting. And we're going to go into the Nile. This should cleanly kill. Yep. Joey's got timings on lock for this. He doesn't.
I even think without a clean hit, it still would have killed.
I don't even think that was a clean hit, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure how the end of round interaction works with a clean hit. But that did not look like one.
Yeah, it's always a little weird, but that's not... That was last game. We're in this game, and Hero now mixing them up, getting all this damage coming through. Now let him know EM mode. Try to recover, but Joey will find a JA falling to get a nice solid confirm into the corner.
That's one of Teddy's like best buttons. Just the amount of space and like active frames that button has, and what it does, how much it covers, is so strong for Teddy.
It's definitely one of those like fighting game tools that you see that is just always generally pretty good.
buckets are coming.
Yeah.
Oh, he jumped into the buckets. That was a little scary.
Yeah, jumped in them, but Joey was still far enough away to not really allow anything big to happen, and did end up allowing Hero to actually break Joey's Persona cards.
Oh!
So the
I thought that was gonna whiff, but the good old classic Persona hit stop moment.
Oh, and the gold burst comes through from Hero, but it's blocked, so they still get to take their turn and mix one last time to take the first game.
That was definitely just a Persona moment in a nutshell.
You can
Like,
say that again. Like,
someone clip that, because like if you clip that and then send it to someone, like the next time someone's like, "Oh, what's Persona 4 Arena like?" You just clip that and send that. That's what Persona is.
it really, yeah. I mean, that's like, I mean, great recognition from Joey right there to see that situation happen. Oh, that is entirely possible that Joey knew that exact scenario was going to happen, having seen it come up, because it's definitely a situation that happens a non-zero number of times.
Yeah, I would have been jump scared. I would have pressed right there, and I would have gotten hit.
Yeah.
I would have been like, "Oh, this whipped," and then it didn't whip. Oh my goodness, the mix coming out from Hero. One of the strongest things with Aegis is, honestly, it doesn't feel like you have to change your patterns too often, specifically with how you are using your hover. Because of how hard it is to react to some of that stuff, you can kind of go for the same option 3 times in a row, and it probably will hit somebody.
Yeah, it is very much coming down to like the it's the player read situations of what they're going to do, and you kind of just have to guess to that option. Oh, nice hit right there, and the DP baited and the burst baited right there. This is gonna be some great damage back into the corner once again. Constantly checking with the overheads, but the reversal super comes through.
He wasn't blocking. That's so unfortunate. I mean, like I don't think you can fault Joey for not blocking there. He was really trying to come back and go, but couldn't quite get it. Ooh, couldn't quite get the punish on that DP. Either Hero.
It's also not an option that you see from a ton of Aegises, as well as a lot of Aegises, like you've been seeing early in these combos. Heroes wanting to spend their meter on doing the SP Flame Spin.
Yeah.
Just to constantly, get that extra damage, get that extra mix-up possibility. But what a confirm off that item right there for Joey. Gonna get some solid damage for this as well, with an item toss and checking the roll.
Setting it up again, and yeah, you're gonna get hard baited there. The wall was so high though that it makes it really hard to get that going. Good mix up. Hero in the corner, gonna do some decent damage and get the poison set. Oh my god, the barrel! And watch out for the first cycle. There's so much stuff on the screen. Ow,
Nice throw tech out.
I am so surprised that Hero tech that with the amount of mental stack overload that was going on, but now we've got a return gold burst. He's blocking. Oh my god, he's going for it. That's a blockable!
Oh my goodness, Teddy Circus coming in from downtown after the gold burst right there. Joey keeping it alive while Hero's still sitting at match point.
I don't even think Hero was recovered from his super yet, but even if he was, there was like nothing he could do with that situation. He's so at a disadvantage having to deal with that. Really well done by Joey, but this round, it's looking a little scary.
Yeah. Heroes in Mix City right here. Good use of the JBs. Yeah. Guard cancel out of it and gets the cross up to actually bait out the DP from Hero. Forces burst. That's like Hero in a great situation.
That starter would have been absolute. So yeah, definitely had to. And that was a very sad smoke bomb because it made it almost impossible for Joey to see that Hero was doing a DP there.
There we go. Oh, nice grab. But not able to find the big kill that they're looking for here. Will break the Persona with all these gunshots. So now Joey has to play very carefully. Does not have a ton of life left, but neither does Hero. And the DP gets baited. This is another really good start. Persona cards coming back just in time as well during this combo, but not able to get it.
The dash through JC.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hero taking that one 2-0 over Joey.
But that is definitely not to say that Joey is out of here. Still got a lot left in the tank. But we've seen Joey come back from losers and win that same matchup before. So I can definitely see him making the adjustment.
Yes, it's definitely not like it's not a strange situation for Joey to be in. Especially in a pool, you know, or in a pool, but in a tournament as stacked as this, where like we've been saying, once you got into round 2, any of these matches could be like the top end of a major.
Exactly. Now we have Rennie versus T-Lock.
Yep.
Rennie was looking really clean. We have not seen T-Lock in the tournament.
No, we haven't. T-Lock, though, you know, like I said, another long-standing player. Back in the old days, was at WNF running this game, commentating in it, playing in it. So has definitely been around the block, has seen what a lot of these people can bring to the table, and is playing a character that's also very effective at it. One of the last few like very active Shadow Mitsurus in North America. But Rennie being no stranger to this.
Oh wow, that was. I don't think I would have been ready for him to do pretty much air dash forward, come back nothing. Like that was absolutely. That was just like a layer 5 interaction where you expect your opponent to respect you so much that you do nothing pretty much.
There you go, trying to catch the dog with these dash straights, but Rennie finds another overhead once again, getting these dog extensions. Going Flame Super right here, just trying to catch out as much damage as they can.
God.
What an extent! And you get the meter for the other super.
Kill? Wow!
Dog.
He didn't even use his Shadow Burst. That's messed up. He's so good at this character. That's character familiarity.
I'm stunned right now. I'm panicked. My movement's all swapped. Like that was a crazy confirm right there from Rennie.
That was extremely clean. And again, already back in these situations where Rennie is just so ready. It feels like he's like 4 steps ahead of what he's doing. Unfortunately, he does get bursted there, but I don't think he cares all that much. He's just gonna go right back in here, and you're dead. There's like no scaling on this combo.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, 3,400 right at the very end. There's no reason to worry, like, with how like bullheaded Rennie is in this game plan. It's really interesting because normally you see a lot of people when they get into situations, you know, like get bursted after that, especially versus a Shadow Mitsuru. They want to play a lot more defensive.
Yeah.
They want to just sort of like wait back. But as soon as you do that, you're allowing the Shadow Mitsuru to get a lot of pressure going. So Rennie's doing a really good job of just constantly filling the space that T-Lock wants to be in with either 236A or 236B or the dog in some capacity, or even their own body, just by like jumping in there.
You cannot let her bulldog you out of the space that she wants to be in, even though she's really good at it. So the fact that T-Lock gets that burst and Rennie's like, no, I'm not letting you take this space. I am contesting this until you force me to not contest it anymore. Is extreme matchup knowledge and just character knowledge in general.
Good roll right there. Nice use of the up dog, getting a nice counter hit, and find the solid confirm off of it as well.
Set it up.
Yep.
Patience was looking for that DP for sure. Was really respecting that up.
Yeah, and even though T-Lock hasn't shown it from the beginning yet, still just forcing them to respect it. Now jumps once again, gets the overhead this time into Shadow Frenzy. This should kill.
Gonna definitely die from this. It's so crazy that he gets 1 JA and you're just dead. But he will kill you here.
Yeah.
Oh no,
you're not! You're alive!
Somebody get Sage him on the phone.
Yeah.
Please. Somebody got his number? So I cursed that, but it doesn't matter. Rennie's gonna take that round.
I think it was one of those situations that even Rennie thought that was going to kill. Like, you saw that dog spin coming in late, after they teched up. So but definitely good recognition from them to go through, and T-Lock even caught mashing right at the very end of it. But now, trying to control the ground space, trying to do anything they can just to get into Rennie to allow them to start their turn, but they're doing such a good job of constantly pressuring and constantly mixing, forcing a burst.
How are you supposed to see that? Like, he did, like, 4 mixes before Koromaru even landed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You're just dead off this.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. Rennie, 2-0. Just absolute character mastery, it seems, with Ken and Koromaru.
Yeah, I mean, that was very, very, like... T-Lock did not get a moment to breathe at all during that. Rennie was doing a really, really good job of just constantly pressuring them, constantly throwing hurt boxes and hitboxes on the screen to make T-Lock second guess themselves, to make them, think like, okay, well, how am I going to get it? And as soon as T-Lock took that half second or that quarter second to just think like, what do I do here? How do I get it? How do I beat this? Rennie was already changing it up and pushing their gameplay even further down.
So, seems as though we have our losers quarterfinals matches mostly set up now. Still waiting on one in the first bracket, but for now we know that we have Jordan versus Maxev, Kyokujin versus Haitok, T-Lock versus NBM, and then Mighty Joey versus someone still to be determined. That is still being played out. Milby versus Thunlunk is playing right now, and then it'll be Nuamon versus the winner of that. That match, Joey.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see who can make it through there. I know historically when Milpy and Thun have played, Milpy usually takes it. But Nuamon, I think, is the one potentially that could cause an upset there. For really no matter who's able to take it, as it is a Margaret. Or they are a Margaret. And they're also, they're a very strong Margaret as well.
I secretly do want the Margaret player to win because you haven't seen Margaret on stream at all.
True. And we won't see him again this match because we got Jordan and Maxev on screen. These are two people we've seen on screen. These are two people that you come watch Persona tournaments, you know well.
Oh,
and
the
fighting.
So good for this character. Air turn C. I didn't think that was gonna hit for a second.
You never think it does because that back end hitbox of the JC is so big, just like that, trading in the air. But Jordan finding a really, really good 2B and a nice throw reset afterwards. Mandala, or he right actually.
And there's a mix. There it is. Air turn JC crossover. Dominant round from Jordan.
Yeah, and you're gonna see that a lot from Jordan just because of the Adachi Junpei matchup. Adachi gets a lot of leeway throwing things out like JC, and just cover space, and Junpei sometimes doesn't have the tools to deal with what Adachi can bring to the table. So it is interesting.
Okay. Maggie Dola, not gonna get anything off that because there is no meter for Jordan quite yet. Nice catch with the 2C. Ow.
You raise once again, 5D Oak. He just walks back trying to bait out a guard cancel right there, but Maxev delaying it for the next interaction and finds a nice solid AOA, just trying to get some of these hits up where they can. As they've been sitting outside of Victory Cry this whole game. 6 runs so far, but DP's out of the AOA from Jordan.
Oh, the AOA again hits, but no confirm because that was an air hit. I think that is probably the hardest thing people to react to. You really have to be expecting that arrow throw from Jordan. The second one of the game is going to be the one that kills.
Yeah, you see a lot of what Maxev does, and you've seen this in other games where they're trying to do like the very low to the ground 5B, and sometimes you even see like hop or low ground JB, and then you even see sometimes like hop JB, because it is a very good space control tool. However, the reward that you're getting off of it isn't as good until you're in Victory Cry. And Jordan did a really good job of shutting down Max from being in Victory Cry the entire time. I do like the call out from Jordan though to just air throw it, because that means you're immediately getting OP. You immediately to just get more pressure again and again instead of a brief air to air extension for potentially less damage and worse OP. But now that's not even going to matter because Jordan's already got Maxim in the corner.
Already at half life. This actually is going to do a lot of damage. I don't think he can kill off this. Am I live? Okay, no, I didn't lie this time.
But Maxev got the tech timing on it, so was able to not have to worry about getting hit by the 2C coming through there. And we'll pop Shadow Frenzy to immediately go into Victory Cry. Now, it's Junpei's time to be a real character, but it's not going to matter when every Adachi player was mashing DP there.
I think you're okay, though, spending Shadow Frenzy there just to get into Victory Cry. You really didn't have any situations in the previous round, or previous match, rather, to get that Max up to maneuver around. So the fact that he's like in this now, this could be a momentum swing for him.
And this also makes things like Jordan going for those air throws attempts a lot scarier, as JB during Victory Cry is a much scarier button to worry about being hit. You see, you just off like any random straight hit, 2500, but here we go, Heat Riser, but misses the pickup on it.
Ooh, just out of the range of sweep, and the stagger was insane. Reacted to the counter hit too, forced the burst.
Good call right there, right now. Just trying to check him. Nice 2B. Gonna give him a really solid hit.
Ow. Good damage, and we're gonna set it up. Gosh, he has to be very careful. Jordan. Patient, but this time he's not patient enough. He's letting that DP rip. Expects some sort of advancing forward movement from Maxev. Nothing comes out from him. Just air dash back, deathbound.
Doing a really good job calling those personas as soon as they see Jordan ready to move and catching them out. Trying to just chunk them wherever they can. But now Jordan found a good early hit, and it's going to try to make the best of it. Resets to neutral, though, and a nice 2B hits the back term JC attempt.
That's one of the downsides of air turn JC is the hitbox is good, but you still have to do it way later than you could normally do one. And that was going to be a big punish, but the one more cancel comes in to save Jordan, meeting a very high damage combo.
It's going to be nice 2C right there, getting a good pickup, but Maxev staying so cautious and cautious enough to bait the burst right there, getting a good hit into the Shadow Frenzy. Can take him all the way to the corner.
That corner carry was insane. Oh, you were dead. Wow.
Yeah.
That was all Awakening health, too. I wasn't sure if that was going to kill because of how much Awakening health that was, but he did almost 5k in Awakening health, just all of it. That was very clean from Sev taking that game.
That wasn't max Sev, that was max damage right there. Yeah. I'll tell you what. Like
the amount of corner carry that did too. He went from corner to corner and still killed you.
That was coast to coast, like what is that? Like 6.5, 6.8k out of Awakening.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know exactly what that was, but that would have been a big damage confirm outside of Awakening. The fact that it did 4.7 in, absolutely insane. What else is insane is Jordan's pressure right here, just already pushing Max up to the corner and almost at over half done now. Oh no, this is scary.
Yeah, this is the kind of round Jordan's looking for. Finally finding that 2C confirm into the tennis after the Heat Riser. Oh, you rolled! Yeah, just expecting to get the roll punish off the DP right there. Maxev, found a really good hit, but Jordan was just able to rush back in there, keep the aggression going. Now sitting match point.
I was going to say that Maxev might try to look for a random straight hit to pop the frenzy and get into victory cry for this specific round, but wasn't able to do it. You might see him do it soon. He's got full bases now. He is going to get hit, though. It's going to take a decent chunk of damage. He can't get hit again without losing all of his base runner.
Yeah, and you are into a very scary situation right there. After that rollout, Jordan wasn't able to catch it, but this is the kind of hit you're looking for.
Might see it. No, we're just going to do the 9.
So yeah, into 9 bases.
Really scary. Yes, patience. Looking for these common Adachi options. And the Trismegistus his finger is going to get that one into victory cry for sure now with the Shadow Frenzy still available, and I would be surprised if we don't see him pop it soon.
I actually think you're going to see Maxev try to hold it for this round. As they're finding all these really good hits, they're finding all this potential right here to take this round. They need that burst in the third round to make the full comeback that they're looking for. Persona break onto Jordan. Up at the J.
Uh-oh. Okay, he's going to burst.
Yeah.
And you have one situation left. Really trying his best to keep Jordan full screen here. And he's going to get the hit on the JB. He did have to spin that burst.
But he had to spend the burst to win the round to begin with. He was dead outside of that, so it was always a tough situation. But Maxev still in victory cry. Still, as we saw, almost won that game out of with no Shadow Frenzy. So it's still something they can do, and the longer this goes, the more these block strings happen. That burst will come back, and that gives Maxev another chance. But right now, Jordan is trying to make sure that that doesn't with all these great counter hits.
That counter to be absolutely insane. Like that, the way that he flew after that, he was reeling. Jordan's going to use his own burst here to keep the momentum. He does not want Maxev getting any chance back in this game, but the longer this goes, the more chance you're going to see Maxev have. Great block here. That's going to be a great punish. No burst on the table. And now Maxev has the Shadow Frenzy, and he's ready to go.
I don't want to say anything because, as we've said, sometimes we're wrong before. But Maxev finding a great confirm as Jordan wasn't able to make that DP save. It doesn't matter. 5,700. And Maxev takes it to move on to the loser's side of top 8.
I think Maxev is ready for spring training right now. It's spring training season in baseball, if you weren't aware, and I think he's ready for it.
Oh my goodness.
That is so unfortunate
crazy.
for Jordan. Jordan really wanted that momentum burst. He thought that he could seal it up with that momentum burst, but had he saved that burst, that DP that essentially lost him the round would have been much less detrimental to him.
Jordan was so close, like 4 games in a row, to just winning it and taking it again and again. But Maxev really just kept the patience and was able to we say this all the time, but they would thread the needle. They found the exact moment that Jordan slipped up and was capitalizing on it every single time. Oh my goodness.
And in the bracket, Thun did take it over Milpy, so it is Numon versus Thun right now. But we are about to watch Kyokujin versus Haitok. Haitok, we saw earlier on Kanji, Kyokujin on the Labris. I think that this matchup for Kanji, he gets to kind of ignore some of the stuff that Labris wants to do. DP is, you don't get to use the fun armor on DP as Labris because you get grabbed out of it.
Yeah, it's a very tough situation to be in. Sometimes I think you're gonna see a lot from Kyokujin is actively playing in that Kanji 5B range, where you're not fully in the grab range, but Kyokujin has access to tools to actually be able to deal with it. right? You're gonna see a lot of, I think, a lot more like potential, even go further than that. Set up, set up orb, set up something just to get in, chain grab, to create the space and force Haitoku to make some more gambles. But if they, let up on, to do that, they have to let up on the pressure. And if Haitoku can see that early and recognize that, they can actually just, they can just run in and get back into the exact range they want to be in to punish him. It'll be very interesting, actually, to see what does end up happening here.
We are just about to start this one up. This is losers, by the way. So the here will be unfortunately out of the tournament.
Yep. The loser side qualifying for top 8. Whoever takes this, I believe, is fighting Maxev, so they're gonna have to get through that immediately afterwards.
This top 8 is looking scary right now.
It's terrifying. I would want to be in it.
So here we go. Starting it up.
And you can see just setting the orb out, but use the tackle to check them through it and get rid of the orb and set up a shock state right there.
Oh, no.
Nice JB.
Gold Burst coming out from Kyokushin. Has a lot of meter to play with now, using an EX thread. Now, we're just going to see mix after mix. Big counter hit off that JB.
This is going to be what they're looking for, as you can see now, just trying to keep the pressure up, trying to set, right into that range, putting them in the Grand Blue Zone. And just force Haitoku to block all this pressure and have to make a big gamble on trying to escape, and if Haitoku finally finds it, but they're not able to get the exact pickups that they want.
Had to burst there, and now he's going to have a situation that's good for him, but blocks the P, does not really have the range to do anything extra after that, and the Persona break is going to be very detrimental here for Haitoku.
Yeah, you saw Haitoku jump after that. I think they were trying to bait out the Bull Super right there. But Kyokujin just went for the no cancel as soon as they saw them up, and now gives them situations like this. One more burst, using it aggressively at the end of this first round to close it out.
I was gonna say I'm surprised he didn't super, but I think he wants to save his axe level, honestly. I think he values his axe level more than his burst, and I'm not necessarily in disagreement with him there. Especially when you're seeing the damage he's getting here.
I think in a matchup like this, where you have situations like that, DP just being able to cut through some of your pressure, you have to prioritize the snowballing effect that you have. Because then, once into this round, if you're able to find a situation where you can burn that red axe for some huge damage, it puts you into a very, very good situation.
I do want to really quickly mention that Haitoku is looking for these chain knuckles to DP them and force Kyokujin into shock state from far range, meaning that Haitoku can then use his own movement to get in instead of having to worry about running around Kyokujin. So smart, and I wanted that to not go unseen because that is crazy.
It's a very, very long-standing, you know exactly how you're wanting to pilot this matchup, because if you can get into those situations where they're constantly in shock state, that really allows you to play the game more than Kyokujin, than the Lapras player, Kyokujin in this case specifically. But Kyokujin able to recognize that was happening, stop going for these long-range chain knuckles to try to get in, and was just able to close that first round.
I think with that red axe, just became so hard for Haitoku to get decent damage started. We already know that Kanji's damage outside of his grabs, it's not going to be the biggest. So when you're constantly getting hit with random 3.5k, damage combos off of just air to air or something trying to move, it feels bad.
Yeah, it's definitely not good.
Oh my, that was rude. Jump forward, air dash back, same side thread mix up, and Haitoku is going to be put in the corner. We'll confirm off the 2B.
Oh, nice 2B hit right there. Kyokujin really trying to make something happen. That's JB now trying to just, they're really, Haitoku just really trying to make anything big happen, but there we go, D grab.
see the setup, yeah.
Yep. Oh, finally catches them right at the very end with it, so put him into shock sleep. Kyokujin able to get out of it oh so quickly and finds another great jump in, forcing a burst.
I really like how Hytoku plays around getting those grabs. A lot of people will go for the chair OTG, but he just wants the setup, and I think that's really good for him. But what's not good for him is being in this combo blender. Great DP, gonna be a break.
Yep, and puts him in the shock state as well, but Doku backs off knowing that Kyokujin was ready to just slam the buttons to try to just close this round out oh so quickly, but you need to get into a D grab.
And that is
You're
exactly
Hytoku.
what I was talking earlier. You can't, the DP is just ignored by a D grab because of how the invulnerability that it has, and the fact that it just ignores armor. Like, you just can't DP in situations like that. If he's gonna go for, like, has established that he's gonna go for D grabs a lot, or just grabs in general. It makes it really hard to try and make a DP on the side of him. Again!
So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that you're going to be looking for. You're not going to be trying to get in situations that can allow Hytoku to do these grab shenanigans, to try to stop you from chain grabbing. You have to go for the set play. You have to constantly try to get these big hits with big damage.
I love seeing him do that mix-up. I've seen him do that mix-up so many times, actually. And every time I see it, I'm like, no one is blocking that. No one's expecting you to do whatever you just did into one more cancel into an overhead and get the hit. No one's blocking that.
Alright, good check right now. Nice DP. Gonna put him in shock state, but Kyokujin with the immediate tech forward into the JB, saying, I want to get out of this. I want to move. I want to schmove, and I want you to be in the ground. Set play once again. Orb coming through. Checks with the overhead. No big confirm afterwards.
Again, the mix-up, obscured by the one more cancel, gets the low hit and force the burst out of Hytoku. He doesn't want to die off this, but now he's going to take so much damage, and you might just be dead. And you definitely are. That ground bounce off the SB guillotine, extending the combo just enough for Kyokujin to seal it up and work his way into top 8 losers side.
Yeah, I really like the use. We were talking about this in the first game about, and you saw it right there, sort of in the same concept. But how much Kyokujin is willing to prioritize using burst offensively, over having to burn Axe. Like, you saw it time and time again where Kyokujin was just like, oh, I'm in a bad situation. No, I'm not burst. We're safe. We got the levels. And then immediately would run back in and start snowballing the pressure.
All right. We now have T-Lock versus NBM.
Yeah, you can say it. You can say it. This is Naked Black Man coming up.
It's not even a censoring thing. It's just I've always called him NBM. That's just
same. Like, it's easiwant to say. I told him that at Frosty's. I was like, I just say NBM because it's easier.
It is. I don't want to say his full name every time I'm talking about it. It's so long.
Well, it'll be about as long as this game, because this is Shadow Mitsuru versus Elizabeth. I mean, I already know people in the chat. I'm not even looking at chat, but I already know people complaining about Liz being on screen. Yeah. This is it's definitely be very slow. You can see it right here. NBM just staying very, very defensive, trying to check air, but T-Lock staying on the ground, baiting bursts, finding great counter hits to get huge damage.
You could definitely die here. Oh, you actually... you're dead now.
Yeah.
Didn't Bernay beat her?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't really need to. You didn't have a reason to use SB dash straight. You didn't have a reason to go for any big Shadow Frenzy confirms, because you're just finding constant confirms and debates and getting great counter hits, which is what T-Lock's, I think, really looking for, especially in these game 1s, saving the burst for game 2 so they can get really, really big conversions. Now, NBM's going to be looking for situations just like this. Find these early hits on.
Nice, okay.
Get for your setup.
Oh, the no-tech reset. Yeah, you'll see him go for resets a lot. Oh my god, he was trying so hard to be patient, but the exact time he wanted to press something was the time T-Lock went from the straight. The coup is going to hit, and it's going to send him all the way back to the corner.
But now you have NBM in Awakening at this point, so there's a lot that can happen. Tried to get the SP command grab to come out, but didn't work. T-Lock now going to Shadow Frenzy, get a bit confirmed, but drops. It doesn't matter. JB, one more time.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where I'm not sure if that's even a drop anymore from T-Lock. It seems like an intentional setup because I've seen him do that every single time. But it does make me wonder why he goes for that specific setup. Oh my god, using armor on the AOA to go right through. You can actually die here. I would not be surprised if you die here.
Yeah, 50 meter on deck. Liz in Awakening. Oh, baits the DP off the reset attempt. NBM, you're resetting the layer 72 right there with the hardest bait right there.
He's just like, I'm gonna block because I bet you're gonna be mashing DP.
And it's a very reasonable line. I just was not expecting it off that reset. Normally you see NBM try to be more aggressive on those resets instead of a little more defensive.
Does use his burst early, but because he doesn't want to deal with that Bakula mix-up. I don't blame him. That stuff is nasty.
And they will find a nice fatal counter with the 5A right there after Fear has been applied. It's going to be some big damage, and then should get another Fear set on there. Nope, raw Shadow Frenzy, but it's checked.
You are dead. You're actually dead. Oh, the drop again.
Missed.
I've been seeing this so much from T-Lock recently, unfortunately. A lot of drops costing him weird random situations that he probably could win. Or just maybe unfamiliarity with the situation, which, like, to be fair, I can't blame him for necessarily being unfamiliar with a situation like that. That was really weird looking.
It is always a little weird. I do know, T-Lock is, I think, playing fully on hitbox now, so I think they are still going through that. Like,
definitely.
Obviously, T-Lock's a very good player. They can learn very quickly. They're very capable of that. But hitbox just takes time for everybody. It took me like 3 years to be at a comfortable position with it. So you're definitely picking up recently. You're gonna have a couple growing pains that you got to go through.
Ooh, beautiful. And such good timing there. That is not an easy thing to get used to, by the way, playing Liz. I tried playing Liz recently. Getting used to that D-grab, throw back into connecting off of it is hard. And you can see NBM has played this character so much that he just does it by feel, essentially. That's what he told me. He does a lot of his combos by feel.
That is something you see, especially for a character like Liz, where you have these long combos that can be a little free-forming, that you kind of just have to let the vibes take over sometimes. Like, good grab setup now, forcing a burst out, though, but gets air tossed immediately. NBM doing so well. Now sitting match point.
I can't tell if that was a reaction or if he just expected it so hard, but it looked like he was just in the right spot at the right time before T-Lock was even there. And he was just like, yeah, I'm going to do this. So I knew that this was coming.
Nice dagger pressure coming through, trying to go for these strike throw mixes, but NBM so ready for it and ready to get a nice AOA confirm as well.
AOA through the guard cancel attack. Again, reading the defensive option that T-Lock really wants to go for. And we've got a Mind Charge set up now.
Mind Charge set up, fatal counter start with poison applied to it, so this is a billion damage coming through. You might actually just... Are you dead?
Yeah. That's the Atarax classic.
Yeah.
Oh my god. NBM is just going to take it 2-0.
That's a Liz moment. That's a Liz moment right there.
That did so much damage.
Say his name. Naked. Black. Man. Doing an excellent job right there. Moving on forward, keeping it true that there's always at least one Liz in top 8 of a Persona tournament.
Honestly, when the last time I thought he would do that route, he didn't do it. And I do see people try to do that route, but no one really seems to be able to do it as consistently as Atarax can. So I was wondering if it was just we don't go for this route because it's hard thing. But when he needs to bust it out, NBM will just bust it out. And he did right there. That was, it said like 67 on the combo counter for damage, but it was more than that because of how much damage the poison did in that combo. By the way,
It was
That
like it was
probably
like
around-
what 7-3?
that had to be at least like I want to say 7.5 to 8, depending
Really?
on how many times he reapplied the poison. I don't know if he double poisoned because he likes to do the double poison combos, but that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, it was too much. It was too much damage right there. Tila couldn't even take it. So that's NVM moving forward. But now we've got our last top 8 qualifier match. We've got Mighty Joey versus Thunlunk.
Yep, and I did say I wanted to see the Margaret win, but Thunlunk is just getting too strong, I think.
Yeah,
He's just getting too strong for this stuff.
the scariest timeline. The Yukari is consistent.
Mm-hmm. And I think it'll be interesting we haven't seen him in Just Block for a while. So I haven't seen what he's done in terms of like improving his game plan, because he was really starting to focus on more of that space awareness. So I'm excited to see what he does here.
Yeah, it'll be. I know that Thun has been grinding the game pretty consistently, but it just really comes down to see if they can get through, someone like Joey, someone who has a very, very like high-level fundamental understanding of the game and plays it to a very, very effective level. But now, setting up the guards, setting up the bombs, trying to create these arrow blockable situations, but Joey is willing to run away, play very, very cautious until they can get these small situations to start their game plan just like this. 2B, finding a hit, and finding a good knockdown item toss.
That was a really good jail. Joey jailing Thun air until he could land and hit 2B and force the air unblockable setup situation. And now you're stuck in the corner having to deal with about 2.5 off this throw. Oh, we're getting more. We're doing super. Will we see?
Yep.
Yes, we will. Boom. Oh, not quite, but reset.
4K into a throw reset. That was 2 throws. That was
Yeah.
4K throw off the 4K off the throw reset, right?
Yeah.
Joey keeping it patient, but now Thun turning on the aggression, showing that Yukari can be on both sides of the aggression spectrum right here, setting up a mute arrow and now going for the mix. Joey just blocking and staying safe.
I think that's one thing that I've seen so far that's different between Migaki and Thun is very much one of those people who wants to go for mix-ups. And I think Migaki is more okay with being like that, playing at that weird spacing that you just can't contest versus his character. And again, all this damage got a reset, I think, somewhere in there because that was insane. Thun's gonna take that round pretty cleanly, and both players still have bursts on the table.
Yeah, and I think that's like the main reason you see Thun's success is what the Yukari play is very like. It's not in heavy emulation of anyone else. It's very much Thun's Yukari. While they, like I said, they're playing on the default color, but I could point Thun's gameplay out from almost every other Yukari out there that's actively playing.
Oh,
Go
the
next
rage.
hits with the TV.
That's unfortunate. Picked up the rage, so guaranteed to get hit by that teleport.
Good throw. The recognition
He had
of
to
the
know.
item toss to get that extra damage, that was crazy. That shows you how much Joey knows about this character and knows exactly what you need to do.
He had that planned in his mind for like forever ago. He's gonna go for a reset here. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Knock knock, you're dead.
Just throw, sweep, get that extra bit of damage, and Joey taking the first game.
So far, we've seen these matches are pretty swingy. Someone gets momentum and just will keep it for the entire match or that specific round. And so you saw round 1, Joey perfect. Round 2, Thun perfect. And then round 3, it wasn't a perfect, but Joey had a large chunk of HP there. And once he got going, he didn't really let it up.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like, because you look at, some of the other games that we've seen so far, and they've been a lot more swingy within the game themselves. Like, you just look back to T-Lock versus NBM. It was always just like the pendulum moving back and forth constantly of like who's in the lead, who's the beatdown, so to speak. But in this, it's always been like one person gets an early hit, just like this with Joey. Now keeping the aggression, trying to snowball it as much as possible. but then it potentially could turn around for Thun in the next one.
Should see an extension here. Oh, we're gonna get that throw. Yeah, and you have to be very, very patient and respect that little Gundam.
Talk to the hand, gets the poison set as well. Tries to check him in the air, but Thun stays defensive, just holding the block after the tech.
Uh-oh. Be Teddy. Oh! Flying all over the screen. Negative penalty. I don't think if you're Thun, you care that much because you're out of pixel anyway. I'm pretty sure anything that Joey hits you with is going to kill you.
Yeah. Joey's doing a really good job of utilizing both normal TV and SB TV to just constantly check Thun when they're trying to play a little bit more of the zoning game, because they like to stay like right at the top of that TV hitbox. So it's been a really good like opportunity to check them out. And now Joey trying to keep the momentum from that last game by forcing Thun to the corner. Nice counter hit, JC.
That is the worst feeling thing from Teddy to get hit by. When he hard base your throw like that and does air backdash JC, that sucks. And you got hit with the rage. You can't block. That is toxic. Oh my, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was threw it right on top of him, picked it up, healed him, but it didn't matter. Joey had the one more burst at the very end. Able to close that out as our final game of top 8 qualifiers.
Yep. You now have top 8 All-Star. And I'm really excited to see all of these games because we've got a lot of heavy hitters.
So let's just break it down. Talk over about what we got for top 8. So one of our first games is going to be Hero versus Rennie. As we've seen, both them have been looking excellent this day. I would say Hero especially, and the upset over Mighty Joey that put Joey into losers to begin with. Hero could potentially, go even further than that, having the Igus versus the Ken as well, potentially could be favorable. Up next after that, you're going to have Megaki versus Gold. I'm not actually sure on that one. I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Megaki, I think, has a very dominant aura in his playstyle that could potentially scare Gold, but as we saw, Gold is not one to be threatened by that in their previous games. So realistically, I think anything is possible there.
For sure. And then let's head over to the loser side of the bracket because we got Mighty Joey versus NBM coming first there. We've seen that matchup a few times in Just Block. They play a lot.
Yeah.
And then Kyokujin versus Maxev. And we haven't seen Maxev playing a lot online recently, as we've talked about. But I think that you can't really sleep on it. Kyokujin's been looking good, but Maxev has definitely got stuff there, especially with this Shadow Junpei. He's ready to bust out some combos and make you look silly when you're not ready for it.
Yeah, but I mean, one thing that we do have to mention, through Kyokujin, is they've gone through a lot of very, very dominant opponents in dominant fashion. Jordan is considered one of the strongest players in North America right now, and they made him look like someone who just picked up the game for the first time. So I do think that Kyokujin might have the right mindset to be able to take over someone who's as willing to fight, tooth and nail to take that game. But we'll have to see once our top 8 fully rolls through. But before that, we're going to take a little short break, let our players get ready for it, get their, last minute breaths to come on through. So make sure to stick around. Make sure to claim those Matcherino codes, and we'll see y'all in a couple minutes.
Tell me why you did it, every dream falling apart. Tell me why you did it after the promise. Still I can, oh baby, I need your love. Looking so different, but in street lights. Heartbeat, it keeps on pounding. Heartbreak,
deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Till you feel the frost and touch the sky. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Till you feel the frost and touch the sky. On a sunny morning, I touched the sky. Next morning, I touched your heart. What's the start? I play my role when I rip the mic apart. Do what I got to do to place a spark. I'ma put it down, seeking no crown anymore. From the moment I saw you, it's all gone. Hard to believe to a pimp like me. Used to have every woman every day of the week. Quick time, I put that behind. Said I'm sorry, I got to go from the side. Lie to the man, I aim high to the place no human has ever even tried. So I got to go, I got to go. All I want is for you to stay. Man out of grave, resurrected. Now he's connected. No concession, just embedded by you. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Follow my lead. No doubt about that. It's a happy day. I gotta tell you one thing. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Till you feel the frost and touch the sky. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Till you feel the frost and touch the sky. I won't deny that I used to play. Young days I done things that I can't even say. Time to make up my day. God, it's so hard to regulate till the matter yesterday. I was the dirt and you're the purifier. I'm the gasoline, wow, you're the fire. Keep it on the DL, no inquire. Which makes me wanna talk like Esquire. I don't want a Porsche, I want the entire. Buy any juice from gold to sapphire. Crack some jokes, sometimes satire. We'll be careful not to get you dead tired. Making sure that I take you higher. When we have a baby, we'll be in a child. That's what makes me most inspired. Whole scene goes with you, baby girl.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Vortex Gallery Online 2023 Persona 4 Arena Ultimax North America versus Japan. We are now in top 8, and if you are just joining us, my name is Lamb, and I'm joined by Tabby. Tabby, are